for Pat, as much as I think the GOAT conversation will come. It's one of those things, kind of like with Shohei when we say, he's great, the greatest motherfucker ever. It's like you have to let somebody play. You have to let the story play out. We always want to crown people now. I understand this is like the microwave generation and all that, but with all the greatness he's done, it's been 6 seasons. A lot can change. So let's allow him to keep going, enjoy it. But right now he's on pace to be that. No matter what anybody says. Like 6 seasons. The closest to he's been 6 AFC championships. He's lost 3. So other than that, bro, I think the debate is not really it really makes much sense unless it just goes off. Well, I like Tom Brady, which I understand because Brady is my guy. Like I'm a Brady guy, I've been a Brady guy. But in terms of what he's done so far, we've never seen it before, and it's something we should truly enjoy instead of letting him, have him essentially fighting ghosts because Brady not coming back no more. So,
well, here's the way where I don't disagree, and I agree at the same time. It's like he's chasing ghosts, but he's not chasing ghosts because he fought that ghost twice and lost. And this is what Pat said this. Hold on, Pat said this to himself this morning in his press conference. Said that that loss against Brady is always going to be on me. He said so. Go ahead before you.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be on him, but at the same time, that was year 2. Like when you think about it.
That was year 2. It was also year 22 for Brady.
Right. Exactly, though. You're talking about a young pup against. That's like Parmesan. I give you a great one because I love boxing. It's like when Floyd beat the shit out of Canelo. Whoa. He should have did that. It was prime Floyd against a Canelo who was fighting motherfuckers for 25 pesos. Like Joe, let's be real, Joe. Let's
prime
be real,
Floyd.
Joe.
We're lying.
No, not prime. Okay, but it was a Floyd that was a skilled champion fighter against a young up and coming guy that had no shot. It was cool in the story, but it was no way in hell he was gonna beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. We know that. Joe,
that's nuts.
Joe,
I hate the cap for Canelo, and I love boxing.
That's my guy, though.
Not true.
Canelo,
that is not true.
Bro.
Wait a minute. What's not true?
Canelo was a baby, bro.
That was at Floyd. Floyd is always going to be in shape, but physically worst. Well, the thing about Floyd though is just he is incredible mentally, and that's why he wins. But the fact that Canelo is he was young, he was not supposed to win. That was not what had happened going into that fight. Into that fight, there was legitimate concern. And then he fought him at the right time. No,
so wait a minute.
Wait a minute, bro.
I want to make sure that I hear this right for the Tom argument. So are you Flows? Are you saying that Floyd was past his prime?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right.
Absolutely.
So yeah. Okay. So I agree. Right.
Yeah,
I agree because that's the same thing. Because that's the same thing I told Scott. It's not just that Pat lost to Tom Brady. He lost the old Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So knowing that he lost the old Tom Brady, I think that's probably, he won't say it, but I think that's part of the anger that Pat probably has. Like I didn't lose the Tom Brady in his prime. I didn't lose the Tom Brady throwing to Randy Moss. I didn't even lose the time throwing it to Deion Branch.
I lost the girl dad Tom Brady.
I lost the girl dad Tom Brady.
Why are we acting like girl dad Tom Brady is still not better than like all of our quarterbacks?
He is. Say that.
He is, but it's like
that's just like
most
niggas.
Right.
Crazy. This is crazy.
It's like Jay-Z albums. Do you want to lose the 444 or do you want to lose the blueprint?
Right.
It's a different thing. 444 is still better than the majority of rappers.
And you gotta look at that Tampa Bay team and the New England team. These folks
that's not the same, Orla. That's not the same.
Yeah, that's not the same.
I'm tired of this
Orlando,
nonsense.
Don't do that. I'm with you. Don't do that. Don't do that.
For my man Orlando.
Don't do that. But no, it's even the teams that you win against. It's like I know Pat believes that team, both teams that he lost to Tom Brady with, not only just with old Tom Brady, but the team as a whole, I'm better than them. How did I lose to them? But knowing that I lost to them twice, along with it being old but still cold, but old Tom Brady, I'm not going to be able to be the GOAT like y'all want me to be the GOAT. I'm not the GOAT in my mind because That's who I was supposed to be. I had the ghost in front of me, and I lost to the ghost.
Can I say this real quick?
bro,
Look,
look,
I
time
want
out,
you to go to
not to cut nobody off.
wikipedia.com right now. I want you to type in Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. And then you're going to go on the left side of the screen. You're going to go to professional boxing record. You're going to go to number 45. Tell me what that says. It's a fat L.
Can I throw a chaos bomb out here?
Yeah.
This is why this conversation is interesting to me, because it actually makes sense. Outside of the opposite of LeBron, Michael Jordan, this one has merit, because one thing that Joe tweeted yesterday, and I want to say this, and Shannon Sharp tried to do this on First Take, and Stephen A. put him in his place. Mahomes is playing how people think that LeBron plays, and like, we want to be 100% real about it. LeBron, no matter how much you want to say, oh, he did this, he's 4-7, nigga. Okay, he's under 500. This nigga Pat is 3-1. You know what I'm saying? He is actually winning. He's on. If you even want to look at the two things, like I think Brady said, I saw this on Julian Edelman's podcast. He said we're getting ready to for our last year with the Patriots. And he told him, oh yeah, he said you want to get away from, you want one more being over Joe Montana. He looked at him like, I'm not trying to pass Montana, so I'm trying to pass Jordan. So even if you look at that, he's close. Like, at least it's a close conversation. A lot of things have to go into it, but this is the real GOAT conversation. I feel like, where you can see. Yeah. Man, he got a shot. It was, we can sit up here and talk about individual conversations all we want with LeBron, but as far as winning championship, it was never that close.
Yeah. But not only that, even like the poke more holes in the Brady argument, the 2 times he lost, one, his nigga was offside, the other time he didn't get the ball. So it's like we're blaming him, or we hold those L's against him, which people, like you said, even he said that people are gonna do. But if you really just look at the whole picture, if bro keeps on this pace, which is like, we keep saying that they can't do this, they can't do that, but they've been at a hell of a pace right now. If he keeps at it, and like we say, he ends up with shit, even if he don't get to 7 rings, if he get to 5 championships, 5 MVPs, like the way he's carried this team, the way he's done it, it's gonna be a conversation, bro. Like,
it's gonna be a conversation. I'm not disagreeing with that. If we want to talk about a path, he's on the path now, but there's so many things that go into it. Like, we old enough, man, but 20 years ago, there was a question. I remember the interview like it was fucking yesterday. It was Tom Brady and fucking Chris Berman. Oh, you just keep winning championships every year. Like, are you gonna stop? This happened after they beat the Eagles. And this nigga went 10 years without winning one. And Joe, you tweeted this earlier. There's gonna, like, next year, I think they'll be able to bring Chris Jones back, probably on a 1 or 2 year deal, because they want to go for the 3P. And if you want to talk about separation, that would be the separator. No team ever has 3P'd. The Niners tried, and I'm actually like combining the next 2 topics about this before we move on to the Niners all in one. But if you would talk about, like, the Niners tried to do it, but the Giants fucking killed Joe Montana in that game. They killed him.
I remember watching that game.
That was one of the hardest hits ever. You know, the Cowboys tried it. They lost to the Niners in that NFC Championship game. As we still know to this day, still argue, was it pass interference? I personally think it was pass interference. Pass interference was also 1994, so I don't know how they judged it at the time. And then the Patriots didn't even make the playoffs, no 04-05. So he still got a lot to do. Brady went 10 years without winning the championship. The question is also, how long is Andy Reid going to stay there? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that he's just as much of an importance to this as Patrick Mahomes. And I'm going to keep bringing this up.
That's a great point.
Somebody said the difference between Brady and Mahomes is, there was like, Mahomes and Peyton Manning. They said the difference between Mahomes and Peyton Manning is that not only does Mahomes have like the Manning type of physical, like, mental part of it, he also has Andy Reid, who I believe is the greatest offensive mind ever, that helps him with that. And to go in the comment range, said Mahomes is the GOAT now. You may never catch Brady or me a Tiger Jack situation where the trophies don't match. But here's a different thing. This is why we're GOAT.
There is no such thing as the GOAT now.
Thank you. There's no such thing as the GOAT now. He's the best player right now. There's no such thing. People be like, there's 2 things people do that's politically correct. GOATs. There's no such thing as GOATs. There's a GOAT. And then my GOAT. My GOAT is a cop-out. When I say my GOAT, that means I know this nigga isn't the GOAT, but he's more important to me. That's like when niggas say Kobe is my GOAT.
Yeah, but no, I must say, as a nigga who plays golf, I know what he getting at. Like if this was year 13 or 14 for Pat as opposed to year 6, it'd be a better point. But I get exactly what he's saying because, like, prime example, Tiger is one major off of Jack. But if you ask anybody who plays golf, Tiger Woods is the greatest person to ever pick up a fucking set of golf clubs. So like Pat may very well, be the greatest quarterback we've ever seen, but he may not catch Brady in hardware, and there may be that type of conversation. And we're talking about a team sport, so that makes the conversation a lot difficult. Where golf is one-on-one.
I got a controversial take on who I think the greatest quarterback I ever saw in my eyes is.
Who that?
Scott's going to be disappointed at me.
Jameis Winston.
I know who you finna say anti-vax boy, ain't you?
Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen with my eyes. I've never seen someone do it.
We're talking talent-wise, right?
Yeah.
I ain't got time for this shit.
Oh,
you said who?
What'd you say?
You said who?
For this shit.
Yeah, talent-wise, Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen with my eyes. I've never seen someone play the position so skillfully as he has. It's nuts. And then the fact that he had most of his careers, I think 13 out of 15 years or 8 interceptions or less. It's nuts what he's done. It's ridiculous. So the greatest player I've ever seen with my eyes, as cold as Pat is Aaron Rodgers.
If me flows, that's different. Mine's is Dan Marino.
Okay.
Yeah, when talking talent, Dan Marino is that for me. Dan Marino, oh my God. Prime Dan Marino.
It's nuts how good Dan Marino is. The fact that, and that's why I hate when Dan Marino is not included on QB lists.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, bro, what he was doing in that era it's what quarterbacks are doing now.
Right.
So some quarterbacks ain't doing what he did then. It's nuts what he did. It is insane how good he was. Like with Pat, of course, he'll be high because of the wins, but who I've seen with my eyes be Aaron Rodgers, who I've seen post their career, Dan Marino, just watching his games and saying, how the fuck was he doing that then? It's ridiculous.
And I think too, like the talent comes. Yeah, we on talent. Like I think that, Rodgers is more talented than Brady, 100%. Like I can admit that. I personally think that Patrick Mahomes is the most talented nigga I've seen in my eyes. That's just me. But to answer one of the questions in the chat, shout out to Jeff Shore. He said last week, Scott, you stated there was an attribute for a dynasty to repeat, and I agree. For the panel, do you think she's the dynasty? Shout out to you, Jeff, for watching. We just answered that a couple minutes ago. Yeah, we all think they are a dynasty. It's just at this point, it's growing on that. Can they separate themselves from that? And then also one other one before we get to the next point. Orlando said, Pat is a psycho. Those Brady losses always hurt, just like Mike can see. You could see in his eyes when he said it this morning. He gave the reporter the same look he gave me when I asked him how does he hate the Bears. Like he gave me a Kobe stare. Like I felt it when I was sitting there. Like I felt like he was looking at nobody else in the room but me. Like he gave the nigga the same stare when he said that he's a competitor. And one thing I saw from the quarterback show, and then when me and Dante spoke to Jeff Allen last week, that nigga's a psycho. Like so, it's definitely gonna bother him.
That paper on his player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so